Okay, welcome back. So in this section, I'll show you some of the, the cool parts of Search Console and how you can identify errors and how you might go about fixing some of those. So Search Console is pretty important because up until now, you've done a lot of work on your site, preparing your articles with keywords, getting Yoast set up, doing your social media promotions, doing all your advertising and trying to draw people to your website. So if you've got a page that isn't getting indexed by Google, but you're doing all of this marketing and you've set up to try and target people towards it, then it's a waste of effort. So what you really need is you need your pages being indexed by Google well and error-free so that they will appear in front of your target audience. So there's two sections that I'll show you which are helpful in Google Search Console. So I've logged into Naomi's account. On the first section is the performance report. And you can see it's got like an overview graph for you, the total amount of web search clicks. But if we actually open that up, you can see it gives us a lot more information. So the total amount of clicks versus the total amount of impressions, and then we can click on the average click-through rate and even the average position. So you can see we can get overwhelmed with information in here. So average position is the average rank in search results. So the average is 23 for Naomi's website. The click-through percentage is 2.9%. So this is a total, so this would be over a long period of time. So it's not, don't get wowed out by those figures. Then you can see underneath that are the queries. So these are the phrases that people have used to search to find content on Naomi's website. So they've used these keywords, and then the clicks are the amount of people who have actually clicked on that Google result and gone through to the page. So the amount of clicks versus the number of impressions. So the impressions are the number of times that your result has appeared in search, gets you your click-through rate percentage. And then position is, for this key term, the position that you've been appearing in search results. So you can see these are doing pretty well at position 3.4. So that's pretty good. So that's one really good thing about Search Console. You can use it to track how you're doing and really measure the performance of your website and your SEO campaign, your marketing campaigns and your social media campaigns. So it's a good tool to help you measure how effective you're being and if your content is hitting the mark or not. So all of this information is filtered by the last 3 months, but you can go ahead and do different filters and stuff on those. So the other part that I wanted to show you, which is just as important, is how to find errors in your site. So for that, we'll go over to the coverage section. So on the left-hand side, under index coverage. And luckily for this site, there are no errors, which is interesting. It usually is. So we'll click on these other two filters. So valid are the number of valid pages that Google has found, and then excluded are the number of pages it has excluded from search results. So once we've got those clicked on, as we scroll down underneath the graph, it shows us the different types of issues that have come up with the sites that it's found. And you can see their status is excluded. So these pages are not appearing in Google search, and they have issues with them. And unless we fix those issues, they are not going to show in search. So this is why I think it's valuable in the Search Console to know this, so that you can come in here and see if any of your content pages have these issues, and then go away and fix those so that Google will start re-indexing your pages. So if you click on one of those statuses or errors, it will then drill into that set of pages. So you can see here there's 417 of those, and it starts to give us the actual URLs of the pages themselves, which is really handy. So then we can go into those. So if we click Inspect URL, what this is doing is fetching information from Google search index, and then shows us here some of the issues with it. So it says this page is not in the index, but not because of an error. See the details below to learn why. So if we have a look down below, so this page isn't in the sitemap, and there are no other pages that refer to this page. It's not linked to by any other page at all. So that's why it was excluded from the search. You can see here the type of search. So the smartphone Googlebot was the one that searched it. Was it allowed to search it? Yes, which is what we want. Did it successfully fetch the page? Yes, which is great. And is it allowed to index that page? Yes. But it still didn't because of those reasons. If you click that Inspect button, it will give you an overview of if Google was able to search it and if it's indexable. So the other cool thing is, once you've resolved the issue and you think, okay, my page is now ready to be indexed, you can actually click this request indexing option here. Now, I don't want this page to be indexed, but you could click this one, and what that will do is resubmit it to Google and tell Google, hey, I've got a page here and I need you to re-crawl it. Because if it's already in the exclude bucket, Google will ignore it each time it's searching your site. So until you tell Google that it's actually you need it re-crawled, it will ignore it. So you do that, Google will re-crawl it and hopefully add it back to the index, and then you'll start seeing that show in results and get traffic coming to it. And that's pretty much it for this section. So pause the video here, go into your Search Console, have a look around, have a look at your performance, see how your site's doing, see your keywords, have a look at your coverage, check if Google's finding any issues, and then have a look at those, see if you can fix them and request re-indexing. And then I'll see you in the next section.